quit Josh Allen. I can't quit the Bills. I'm hammering bets on them every single offseason. But maybe it's time that we take a second look here. We've got Matt Milano, tears his bicep, right? Adding to no Stephon Diggs, no Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White, Mitch Morse, Gabe Davis. The list goes on and on and on. Fellas, is it finally time to fade the Bills? And maybe I'm just talking to myself, right? Y'all have already been fading them. Fade the Bills in 2024. They're still favored to win the division at plus 165. Win total 10.5. I will say that under is juiced to minus 150. And they've got the fourth best odds to win the AFC at plus 750. But look at the additions. Just a couple additions there. Look at the departures. I mean, I'm sure it could go even actually on past this screen. Sir Lawrence of Jersey. Should I finally give up on the Bills?
At least in terms of winning the division, I think the Jets are the right play in this division. I still think they're going to have a good season, but what a devastating blow. I mean, Matt Milano, first team All-Pro in 2022, and then he was playing great, and then he got hurt in London, and the defense cratered for a while, and he worked his way back, and now the biceps. You have Dorian Williams stepping in, a good second-year player against the run, but in coverage, he is a liability. We've seen that over and over. Terrell Dodson, who played a lot last year, he's gone to the Seattle Seahawks, so I think they definitely take a hit. I just feel so bad for Matt Milano, who's one of the best, most exciting linebackers to watch. You know, he covers the field side to side better than anyone. So it's a tough blow. I still think they're going to have a solid season, but I do like the Jets to come out of the AFC East.
Yeah, I don't know about the Jets, though. I don't know what we're going to see out of Aaron Rodgers, but I completely agree with everything that you said. Prop stars, I'll go to you on this one. A lot of pressure on Josh Allen this year, and can he take this team to the next level? And now he's missing so many players. What do you think of the Bills?
I think he's up for it, Katie. I look at this Bills team. I'm still extremely bullish on them. I agree that the Jets are a viable competitor who are capable of winning the division, but I still think this Bills team is going to be very good, capable of winning double-digit football games. I think Josh Allen is going to have an MVP caliber season. I look at a lot of those names, minus Matt Milano, and I think they're a lot more name than game at this stage of their career, with all due respect to them as well. A lot of aging veterans who weren't playing their best football. The Bills have done a good job adding in free agency. I think they've done a very good job drafting as well. I like their depth quite a bit all over the roster. So I think this Bills team is going to be able to respond to the losses, despite them being some of their linchpins over the last 3 or 4 seasons. Again, I think a lot of those guys, their arrows were pointing down, and the Bills roster kind of needed this, getting rid of some of those aging veterans and a lot of those salaries where guys were starting to be overpaid, despite being on the decline. From a playing standpoint. So, yeah, I like the Bills roster quite a bit, led by Josh Allen. Dalton Kincaid, the tight end, I think is one of the premier pass-catching tight ends. Lots of weapons for Josh Allen. I think almost an addition by subtraction without Stephon Diggs. At this point in Stephon Diggs' career, he demands so many targets, and he's not the same Stephon Diggs that we saw 4 or 5 years ago, who's capable of taking the lid off a defense. So I look at the Bills. I think they're being undervalued a bit. I think they're going to win double-digit football games. It is a tough division, but I like the Bills quite a bit.
Let's go, Prop. Let's go. I actually love this. We got differing opinions here, though, from Proppy and from the Maestro. So, Sia, you're going to break the tie on this one. I think we all know what my heart wants to do, so I don't even need to get into this. But want to know what you think of the Bills, and then also, because you are a big fantasy guy, from a fantasy perspective, does this alter maybe how you would draft a Josh Allen, who's been a fantasy superstar for quarterbacks?
Well, let me start with the Bills, and let me pour a little bit of cold water on Proppy and your argument, Katie. Let me give you the argument for the Bills real quick. Josh Allen, end of argument. And if you'll indulge me for the next 42 minutes or so, I'll give you the argument against the Bills. Maybe I can cut this down a little bit. And I don't mean to be disrespectful here to teams that people like, but this defense is in shambles, especially without Matt Milano. The secondary has completely turned over. I don't think that's going to be good, particularly in this division when you're facing an Aaron Rodgers-led group and a Miami Dolphins group that is not going to be intimidated by this defense at all. We turn to the offense. Yes, Josh Allen is great. What are we looking at the receiver position besides Dalton Kincaid at tight end and Khalil Shakir, who's kind of just a guy? They went out and got like a who's who of guys that I picked up on my fantasy team and then dropped a week later 3 years ago. Curtis Samuel, MVS, Claypool, Mac Hollins, Keon Coleman, he's probably going to need time to develop. This offensive line isn't great. Dead cat money. They lead the league 60 million plus. Like, I don't really get it. And that's why when I took the Jets at plus 240 and I set it on the early edge, that's why that Jets line has crashed to plus 180 to win the division. They're kind of like the lead dogs here because they have it on both sides of the ball. And the Bills have way too many things that a singular Josh Allen can't cover up. So I like the win total under. I don't think they can win this division. And it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if they missed the playoffs.
Ooh, all right, Proppy and I over on our Bills Island. It hasn't worked out well for me. I've pretty much drowned on that island every single year. But like I said, I can't quit Josh Allen.